evening, ladies. In our book, Rabbeinu Bechaye, in the book Obligation of the Heart, he explains what are the things that we need to have, or what are the things that are required for us to trust Hashem, or what are the things that we're lacking if we're not trusting Hashem. So he gives a list of 7 things that in order for us to have trust in Hashem, we need to have. And he says, if you don't have trust in Hashem, you need to see which one of those things you don't have. And he also mentions that it's impossible for us to have all these things, all these requirements for a human being, which means you can never get to this level of trust with a person, only with Hashem. So I'm going to go over this list now. I want you to think of what I'm saying to you. Try to think, what are the things that maybe we need to work on? What are the things that maybe we don't have so much, or we would like to have more? And also notice how we can't have all those things for a human being. Okay, so the first thing he says that is the most basic thing that we need to have in order to trust Hashem is we need to know, to really know, not just to be told, but to actually believe that Hashem loves us. We need to know that Hashem has mercy on us. And that's the most basic thing. Because if you don't think that Hashem loves you, then He can be strong and powerful and almighty, but you won't trust Him to take care of you, because why would He? If you know that Hashem loves you and has mercy on you, then that's the most very basic thing. The next thing is that believing that He doesn't ignore you, which means we spoke about it, how Hashem has, we call it in Hebrew, ashgacha pratit, and I don't know how to translate it, so I'm going to try again, which is like private supervision. It's very literal, which means that everything that happens in this world doesn't just happen. Hashem didn't just make the world and then He went to watch from a distance and let us all manage on our own. That every single thing in this world is being done by Hashem. And if we know that things are being done by Hashem, then the second condition for us to trust Hashem is believe that, okay, He might love us, but He's always watching us. He always looks at us with private supervision, with a shgacha pratit, which means we're always being supervised by Hashem. Supervised sounds bad. That we're always being guided or watched by Hashem. That Hashem doesn't just ignore us. And then sometimes we think, okay, Hashem is not watching us. Hashem doesn't care about us. Hashem is just letting me manage on my own. It's not true. Hashem is always watching you. And Hashem is always, everything that is being done to you, everything that happens to you, every single thing during the day that happens to you is being done by Hashem. And maybe we don't understand exactly why. And we need to understand how it's for our best. But it's being done on purpose, guided by Hashem. Hashem doesn't ignore you. It's not that Hashem is looking away and lets things happen on their own. The third condition is that He's powerful, that He's almighty, that He can't be bitten, that He's strong, and that He's the strongest thing that there is. Because even if you would believe that Hashem loves you so much, and that everything that happens to you is being done by Hashem, but you think, okay, but He's not that strong, then it doesn't help me. I'm not going to count on Him. He's not so strong. But if you know, so the third condition is believing that Hashem is strong, that Hashem is capable of doing everything. The fourth condition is believing that He knows what you need. Because even if Hashem loves us, and Hashem never looks away from us, and Hashem is very, very powerful, if He doesn't know what we need, then it doesn't help us, right? So the fourth condition is believing that Hashem knows you, that Hashem knows who you are, that Hashem knows what situations you are in, that Hashem knows what's in your heart, that Hashem knows what's in your mind, that Hashem really knows what it is that you need, that you really need. Exactly. The fifth condition is if you want to have trust, or if you want to trust someone, it very much helps if it's someone who took care of you since you were born, since you got to this world. Because if someone new tells you, I love you, I want to take care of you, and I'm all powerful and almighty, I don't know you. Who are you? You won't count on him, you won't rely on him so easily. But if it's someone that you know that took care of you and took care of you your entire life from the second you were born, it will be easier for you to trust him. The sixth condition is believing that you are completely in Hashem's hands, which means no one else can harm you. There aren't any other powers or other people. People can't harm you unless Hashem allows it. Nothing bad can happen to you unless it's being sent by Hashem or allowed by Hashem, which means even if Hashem loves you and is very, very strong and he knows exactly what you need and he took care of you since you were a baby, but other powers in the world can hurt you, then you won't trust him completely because you're still vulnerable. But if you know that you're completely in Hashem's hands and there is no other power in the world that can do anything to you, then that also allows you to trust him, to rely on him. And the seventh condition is believing that he is full of, he's very generous and very kind, and that he's giving. And even if you deserve it, and even if you don't, that it doesn't matter, that Hashem is such, because even if Hashem loves you and is powerful and has taken care of you since you were a baby, that he's not known to be a God that is giving. Well, it's not going to help me so much. But if you know that Hashem is generous, that he gives even those who don't deserve it at all, that also allows you to trust him and rely on him. So we need to see, out of those 7 things, do we have all these 7? And if we don't, what it is that we don't have? And how can we make this understanding or this belief stronger in our hearts? And that's it for this evening. Good evening.